guys, welcome back. I have another spring collection for you guys today. So I filmed this like a week and a half ago and then went out of town and I lost my SD card. Oh, such a pain. So I was on vacation, I couldn't get it done, and then I've been a little busy, but I finally was able to sit down and film this again. So I'm filming this for the second time, but we're talking about the Taylor Now Zen collection for spring, and it's beautiful, you guys. I'm really excited to talk to you about it. Before we get into it, I'm gonna link my shirt that I have below because I actually got these off Amazon and I have a few colors and I love it, love it. And then the polish that I have on my nails is one from this collection that we'll talk about, and I'm really into coral. I got a pedicure with a pinky coral shade on it and I love it, and this one's a little bit more orange but so fun, and it goes cute with my outfit. Can't really see, but I have these cute like sage pants. I don't know how else to show them to you guys, that I got from American Eagle recently, and it's a cute combo, so I just wanted to show you guys that. I'm so weird sometimes. Sorry guys. Anyway, so let's talk about the collection. There's 6 polishes. There's 3 shimmery shades and 3 creams. Thank you for giving us a little balance in this world of all glitters and shimmers that we have right now with all the other companies. I really appreciate some creams, and these are some really bright, vibrant colors, yet still a little subtle for spring. Actually, the whole collection together, just looking at it, makes me feel happy and springy, and so Piper just knocked her head on the door trying to come in here. Sorry, Piper, I'm not gonna let you in right now. Yeah, so let's talk about them. The first one I have is Hugs and Blisses, and this is so beautiful. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, a frosty shade. I don't really love frosty shades, but I do love this color of pink. It's a mid-tone pink, and it's very cool toned, and then it has the silver pearly finish in it, which kind of softens it a little bit and makes it not as a rich color. And when I painted it on my nails, I was like, oh, this is actually kind of interesting. And then I got a few coats on and I was like, wow, this one's actually kind of cool. And if you had a tan, this would be just really, really nice. So I actually really like this one. It is a tiny bit streaky, but not much at all. In fact, it kind of surprised me that it wasn't super streaky, and it's not like your typical pearl shade. I don't know how to explain it. It just gave a lot of depth, and I found it to be really interesting and beautiful and perfect for spring and summer. I'm actually really excited about this one, and the formula is pretty great too. I got it opaque in 2 coats. I did end up doing 3 coats for the picture just because I wanted to see how it built up, and it did look slightly better, but I think you're just fine with the 2 coats. And it does kind of have a matte finish to it, and I felt like when I added the top coat it didn't make it more streaky, because sometimes that can happen. Sometimes when they dry matte you don't see that streakiness as much, but it actually was really nice, and I thought it was a really cool shade that I'm actually excited to wear. I debated whether to put this one on, but I really wanted just kind of a corally shade, but this one is just so beautiful. I don't have any comparisons for this one, although it did give me the same vibes as OPI Hotter Than You Pink, and that is one that I've loved for so long. It's a really old polish from OPI. It's a darker pink that has like a purple shimmer in there that's kind of iridescent. I love it. It's probably the only shimmer polish that I really love. They're quite different, but it gave me the same feel as that one. I absolutely love this one. And obviously because I'm talking about it for a long time, but I really think you guys are gonna like it too. I think it's quite unique. That's why I don't have comparisons for it. Next up is Can't Burst My Bubble, and I love this periwinkle shade. One of the reasons that I really like it is because it leans more purple and not more blue, and I think that makes it quite unique compared to some polishes that I'm going to show you, although I can say it's kind of close to some. It has a softness to it, and the formula is just really glossy. It goes on really nice. I'm able to get it opaque in 2 coats. You might need 3 depending on how you apply it, but I feel like the formula is pretty good. I think it's a perfect shade for spring. I just love any periwinkle shades. So let's look at some comparisons. So I compared it to Skate with Destiny. That one has the same brightness but a touch more blue, and then OPI What's the Hang Up is a little deeper in color, and then OPI You're Such a Budapest is quite sheer. In fact, I was kind of surprised how sheer that one is. I haven't applied that for a while, so that one's quite different, and it has a little bit of subtle shimmer in it. I really like this one. I feel like the whiteness in the base brings out a little bit of brightness, yet still maintaining that softness, and just that hint of purple sets it apart from other polishes. Essie Don't Burst My Bubble is more blue, so I didn't compare that one, and then Bikini So Teeny is quite more blue than this one as well, so I thought I'd just mention those two. So love this one too, love the more purple in it. Next up is Perk Up Buttercup, and this is a yellow-green shade. I would say it leans more green, a little bit muted, but it also has quite a bit of white in the base. The formula was not quite as opaque that I wanted it to be. I feel like a lot of these polishes, especially OPI has quite a few like this, and they're just never quite opaque, and I'm not sure why. I feel like you always have to have 3 coats with polishes like this, so that's how this one is as well. I don't typically go for polishes like this. I just don't feel like they look very good on my skin tone, and they don't make me very excited for some reason, but let's see how it compares to other ones. I compared it to High Ken, and that one's newer from the Barbie collection, and that one leans more yellow, so I do feel like Perk Up Buttercup is definitely a more green leaning, and then Into the Lime Light and Get in Lime are both more green, so this one is a little bit different. I feel like it is a little bit kind of murky, and maybe that's just the added green to it, so it is a little different. I do think it's fun for spring, and I do think if you have like a really dark skin tone, this is going to look beautiful on you, and I don't have that, so I feel like it just doesn't look super good on me. I probably could pull it off, but it's just not a favorite color of mine. So anyway, that's this one. Next up is I'm All Cheers, and of course this is the one that I have on my nails, and I really love these corally shades. This one is a more orange leaning coral, but it has enough pink in it that I still like it. Sometimes if they go too orange, I don't like them quite as much, but this is like a perfect balance of orange, and it feels so fresh and bright and fun and perfect for spring, especially when you're just ready to bring out those colors that are a little bit brighter. The formula on this one I wish was a little bit more opaque, and I feel like over time as it dries up a little bit that it probably will be opaque in 2 coats, but I feel like I had to do 3 for this one. You know how sometimes when you apply coral polishes, and I feel like it's very common with coral, you can see like dark patches of your nail underneath. I just felt like to cover all those completely, you definitely needed 3 coats. I think as it thickens over time and you do a little thicker coat, you can probably get away with 2, but I just wanted to mention that for this one for sure. I have 2 sets of comparisons for this just because I wanted to see exactly how close it was to others. So let's look at those. So I compared it to Don't Kid Yourself. That one's pretty much exact to that, and I love that polish. So of course I love this one too. So that was kind of fun to see. Sunshine State of Mind leans more red, and then I feel like Essie Handmade with Love leans more red, kind of orange. Night Fever is more orange. Temperature is Rising is more red, and then OPI My Me Era is more of a pink red. So you can see all the slight differences there, and they are slight, but they are a little bit different. So I just wanted to show you guys that. But I do love this color, and I definitely was craving it today. When I first saw this next one, Spring on Serenity, I was like, oh, this looks like a fall shade. Not really super feeling it right now, and OPI has quite a few polishes like this, but when I painted it on the nail I was like, oh, this is actually different than I thought. While it does have that red burgundy base, it has a strong shimmer in there that's very fine, that's very purple, and it gives it this brightness and actually kind of a cool effect. And so I actually ended up really liking this one. I would say 2 coats, possibly 3 on this one, but I feel like 2 is pretty good. The more I looked at it, the more I thought, yeah, this actually is a great spring color, and this actually would also be a good transition from summer to fall as well, just because it still has that bright purple to it, and you can't really see that on the bottle. You can't really know that until you put it on the nail. Like I mentioned, OPI has quite a few polishes like this, but they're very like dark and rich and more fall appropriate, so this one's a little bit different. I did have one that was fairly close that I had thought of when I first put this on the nail, and let's look at those comparisons that I do have. I compared it to Gossip and Spill, and that one's more red and just a little bit different, you can see. So the one that I thought was pretty much going to be exactly the same is Charmed, I'm Sure, and that one is the closest I think for sure that I have in my collection, but the formula is not as good. It does have the same idea, but I think Spring on Serenity, they just translated it better. It's just better in my opinion. The formula is better, it looks better, and I really like it. And then Pink Bling and Be Merry is more of a like raspberry pink, so that one's quite different. So I do think this one's quite unique, and I'm really happy that they gave it to us because I do think I'm going to be wearing this one, and I do think it's a unique fresh shade, and I think you guys are gonna like this one too. Star Walking is actually a really beautiful shade. If you look at this bottle, it is just stunning. There's quite a few things going on. It's very fairy-like. It's got lots of different iridescent shifts going on. It's got like a pink and a purple and a green and a gold, and then it has 2 colors of stars in here that are chunkier, that are gold and pink, and it's actually really cool to look at, and it's really pretty on the nail. And if you like these kind of glitter toppers, you're probably really gonna like this one. I'm not a huge fan of them, but I think this would also be fun for the 4th of July. It applies pretty well. I do like to hand place my little star pieces where I like them on the nail, and that's pretty easy to do. And I feel like it was pretty easy to apply. In the picture, I'm showing it over Don't Burst My Bubble, and I think it goes along with that. I think it would be really pretty on black too, or a dark navy or anything that's darker. I didn't show that to you guys, but I do think that would look nice. But I think this one's really fun, and the colors in it are quite cool. So for those of you who love glitter toppers, this is definitely a cool, unique one, and I find it to be very pretty. So I've picked my favorites, and I thought I'd just have like 3 or 2, but I actually have 4, and look how beautiful these colors are, especially for spring. So we have the coral, which is I'm All Cheers, the periwinkle Don't Burst My Bubble, and then Hugs and Blisses, the pink one, and then this kind of purple raspberry shade called Spring on Serenity. So these are all my favorites. I don't really think I'll wear this yellowy green because I typically don't. I really like the neon versions of these that are more opaque that like D&D has come out with, but this not so much. And then this glitter one I will not wear. I just won't. Maybe on the 4th of July or something, but lately I just prefer a bright red on the 4th of July. That just makes me happy. So these are my favorites. Which ones were yours? I hope you guys enjoyed this. Sorry it took me a little bit to get this review out. I have more coming. I'm going to be sitting down and filming some more this week. I hope you guys enjoy that, and we'll see you in my next review. Bye guys.